Hi everybody, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mindy, and I've known Bob for about 8 years. My husband Lonnie has known him for longer. I just want to give you a little insight about how I met Bob and how our relationship developed. 8 years ago, a little Indian lady named Amma was going to be staying at our house. All I knew of her was that she was an Indian saint, much like Mother Teresa. My husband and I were always the kind of people that helped others out. So I figured that having a saint stay at our house for a few days might not be such a bad thing. When they all drove up in our driveway, the people on tour, and she travels with the U.S. speaking of peace and goodwill, all came out. And I saw this guy carrying all this equipment. I said to my husband, "Who is that? He looks like a video guy." And hence that became his name to me for years, Video Bob. We met and right away connected, and it felt like I knew him all my life. We both liked to laugh and had the same sense of humor on many things. We were always laughing. I had gone through a very tough periods of my mother passing away and my father getting ill, and Bob was always there for me. Unconditional love this man possessed. He was a gem of a man. So the years we grew very close, and then one ordinary day, Bob got cancer. Since his original cancer was so advanced, and Bob knew so many people from literally all over the world, I decided to set up an email list and a prayer list and work on getting Bob healed from his cancer. I believed in the power of love and prayer and miracles. After all, there is no harm in thinking positively that the power of prayer and love could cure anything. I was always on the computer sending out emails about Bob. Thousands poured back and wondering what they could do for him to help him out. They sent money, they sent gifts, they sent movies for him to watch. Anything to help him cure him of this dreaded disease and make his life easier. Literally thousands of emails came in. Like I said, I literally had thousands of emails all about Bob and how many people he touched and how many people loved him. Remember, as I said, he was on tour 4 months out of the year, so Bob helped and met thousands of people from all over the world. At times, Bob stayed with Lonnie and I, and we set up a beautiful suite room for him and tried to help out Pat as much as we could so things wouldn't be so hard on him. Then after thousands of emails and prayers and endless visits to radiation and chemo, Bob's cancer had gone away. Even the doctors at Penn said it was a miracle. They had never seen anything like it. So life was grand for a while, until of course one sad day again, the cancer returned. Again, I set up my email list of prayers, had people pray, and all those hundreds of people tried their best for him to beat the odds again. But this time God decided, as did Bob, that he was ready to surrender. It is always hardest for the people left behind, or as sometimes we are called, the survivors. But as I sat with Bob day after day, along with all his friends and family, Amma said, "It's okay to go now." And then one quiet day, a few days ago, he left us peacefully. Bob will always be with us. Someone like Bob Mataloni with such a strong spirit will always be in our hearts and in our souls. He will never really leave us. And I was helping so much with Bob at the hospice, and I know he wanted to leave so badly, and I just wrote this about 2 days before he died, because he was frustrated. He was in between. Portrait of my friend Bob. I can't give solutions to all life's problems, doubts, or fears, but I can listen to you, and together we will search for answers. I can't change your past with all its heartache, pain, and joy, nor the future with its untold stories. But I can be there now when you need me to care. I can't keep your feet from stumbling. I can only offer my hand that you may grasp it and not fall. Your joys, triumphs, successes, and happiness are not mine, yet I can share in your laughter. Your decisions in life are not mine to make nor to judge. I can only support, encourage you, and help you when you ask. I can't prevent you from falling away from life, from your values, from me. I can only pray for you, talk to you, and wait for you. I can't give you boundaries which I have determined for you, but I can give you the room to change, room to grow, room to be yourself now, room to explore this new time in your life. I can't keep your heart from breaking and hurting, but I can cry with you and help you pick up the pieces and put them back in place. I can't tell you who you are. I can only love you and be your friend. And the last thing, I don't want to be up here too long, but this I know would be important to Bob. When he died that day, there was a website, he used to travel, and on the website. And it was sent all over the world, even all over in Europe. And it's a picture here, and it says, Bob Mataloni, Ami's son, tour crew veteran, and inspiration to thousands of devotees, passes peacefully. Amma and Bob sharing one last time together during her recent visit to Philadelphia. And then Amma just wrote, Bob's last wish to Amma was to serve her until the end of his life. He wanted to continue his work for her hospital project. Amma told him, it's your hospital, son. You have worked hard all these years talking about it. Amma granted Bob the fulfillment of his last wish. She said, the cage of the body may go, but the Atman is indestructible. You will be born again and will definitely continue to serve this great mission with me. Hearing from Amma made this very happy, and a few days, actually 2 days before he passed away, I called there. They were, I think, in Portland, and Bob couldn't talk, but I put the phone, and he heard all these people. And just two more short things. This is a letter from Akaya, who loved Bob so much. She was Amma's sister. And she says, to Bob, with a lot of affection and gratitude from Akaya, I would like to pay my tributes to Bob, Amma's loving son. Bob may have meant something to each one of you, but he will be remembered as the positive light in Amma's family and Amma's dear son. I am extremely thankful for all the special moments that Bob has left us. Unfortunately, no words can get across just how wonderful a person Bob was and how deeply he touched the hearts of people serving on this mission. Bob will always be remembered for his gratitude for his amazing work, serving the SMVA Trust, for serving as Amma's crew, for driving Amma for about 14 years, for all he did towards Amma's charities, and for his inspirational talks about her hospital. We are waiting for Bob to be born again and waiting for his services and energy on this great mission with Amma yet again. A place is vacant in the home which will be filled. And one last thing, there were three people. This was Swamiji and Bob, and Bob and Swamiji were extremely close, and he wrote, Mindy, I thought I knew he was going to leave his body after I came to know him. I was depressed a lot. I was remembering the past days with him. He is my dearest friend, more that I considered him as my own brother. No one can replace him. He has a special seat in our hearts. I am praying for his soul to rest in peace. You and Lonnie did a lot for him, more than his close friends. He is very fortunate. That's about it. It was just a gem of a gem, and we loved him very much.
Thank you, Mindy. And now we have a special tribute by Carl.